Welcome to this edition of the Denise Schilte-Brown Show, alongside the head coach, Mike Lefko, with you. Coach, let's go back a couple of weeks to a big home weekend. You guys played Connecticut. I know there's a lot at stake going to that match, rematch the conference championship. Going into it, before it was taking place, for the outcome, what did you tell your team, and what was the mindset going into that match?
We always look forward to playing UConn. We think they're one of the stronger teams in our conference, and they've done really well this season out of conference. Obviously, within conference, you can have a look at the team that you're going to play on video. So once we saw them on video, we knew they were a better UConn team than we've seen in the last couple years. Less direct, a few more dynamic players, and they have Rachel Hill, so you always know that that's going to be competitive. She's probably one of the hardest working kids in our conference. So I think we were excited for the matchup. We knew it would be a really good challenge. And, I thought the girls were ready, and they managed it well. And you got to give a ton of credit to my center backs, because that is a national forward kid that I felt like they handled well.
It was a gritty defensive match. Felt like it might go down to the penalty kicks. Well, not penalty kicks, but it might go down to the tie again.
I didn't feel that way,
no?
Mike.
Well, that's good. So
I don't want it to
going
get to
down
PKs
towards
again.
the end of the match, and finally you get that goal. How fitting was it that maybe two defensive players, you mentioned Allie converting with Jackie, and she's just in the right place at the right time?
Yeah, that was it was a fitting goal. I think they earned that. It wasn't one of our better starts. I think we had gotten a little bit used to being on the road, maybe comfortable with that situation, came back to a lot of exams, a lot of different emotions coming back. So it wasn't the best start of the game, but it ended well, and I was proud of the team to fight hard and get the win.
So a great start to the conference, two ranked teams, a big win. Then how did you guys respond the next few days, playing against Temple, maybe to avoid that emotional letdown? Not to say Temple's bad, but it just didn't have kind of the aura of that Connecticut match.
I don't think that the team, even though we did well against Connecticut to get the win, I think they knew it wasn't their best performance. So I think they were a little bit motivated to play better. It's a Sunday, though. It was quite hot, one of the hotter Sundays for that time of year. So again, it was a little bit of a slow game, a little bit boring, I would say. Temple's a good team and somebody that we knew would be up for the challenge. So it was nice to get the win, and I think it really helps being home at Corbett when you're tired on the Sunday. So that was a real help.
Well, back on the road this past weekend, won a match, lost a match. Cincinnati on Friday. It was strange. It was a noon start, a little colder than I'm sure you guys have been used to.
Yeah.
Can you just kind of talk about that match and what you took away from it?
I found the whole weekend to be an emotional challenge. I was a little frustrated going into the weekend. I didn't think there was a lot of collaboration within the conference and the teams for our group of four to play in fairness, because we had to play on the Friday, and ECU and UCF played on the Thursday. So we knew we were going to lose the extra day rest. The weather, there was hurricanes on the horizon, and we were playing on the turf of Cincinnati. So I felt like it was a little bit of different emotions going into that game. But the girls, again, they were excited to prove that they could play better than they had. And they did a great job of that in the second half, but they didn't in the first, and we let an easy goal slide. And then it's an uphill battle on a really tough place to play. I would say any team in the country that goes to play at Cincinnati is going to have a tough time. It's just they're a decent team on a tough surface, and so without making any excuses, I think we could have done a much better job. But hats off to Cincinnati. They got the job done, and they did it again on Sunday, so they're doing well.
Yeah, Cincinnati unbeaten in their last 9 matches, but going off that loss, that helped you guys kind of recoup and get back to saying, hey, we have to focus every match going into this ECU one?
You know what? I think they went into Sunday's game behaving like they were a goal down, and they attacked the game with the joy that we've seen them do it in the past. Just, really everybody wanting the ball, everybody working hard defensively as a unit, everybody attacking. We were a fun team to watch again, and I actually missed that team a little bit. So it was really nice to see them again on Sunday, and excited for the consistency of that performance. That will be really great.
How much does it take the pressure off as well when you score a goal 5 minutes in and then another one to take a 2-0 halftime lead, as you did in that match?
Yeah, it felt pretty good. I've grown to expect some things from this group, so I don't think I feel like a big relief of pressure. It's almost like, yeah, okay, good, finally, keep going. And they have so much more to give. I think they've done well, but we're even better than what we're showing. We have more that we can attain.
And when you get that lead, you have one of the best defenses in the country. I'm sure
I like that.
helps as well.
Say that again, Mike.
When you get that lead, you have one of the best defenses in the country.
That's good.
And coming up, we'll talk with a senior on that defense, Ali Rossi, back after this.
Once again, Tampa General Hospital is proud to be named the #1 hospital in Tampa Bay by U.S. News & World Report and recognized as one of America's best hospitals in 4 specialties: cardiology and heart surgery, nephrology, orthopedics, and urology. #1 in Tampa Bay, again, and one of America's best. Tampa General Hospital, trusted for our expertise, chosen for our care.
This is where the legends live, waiting for someone with better innovation. From the brand that reinvented the t-shirt comes the Under Armour Speedform Apollo. This is our rocket ship.
Here with senior Ali Rossi as we began the final home week of the regular season. Seems kind of strange that you're about to play your final home regular season games. We'll talk about that in a second. But first, Ali, let's talk about a big win over UConn a couple of weeks ago. A lot of hype around this game, rematch the conference championship from last year. What was going through your guys' mind before that game started?
I think the whole day I was just extremely pumped for it. You know, we lost last year, and I don't think we should have lost. Like, I definitely think we should have won, and we were a better team. So being able to get out there and get a second chance to win was just an amazing feeling.
It was a very hard-fought game. At times it looked like it might go to 0-0 again, like that last year's match did. Then you come through, set up a long pass that goes to Jackie. How fitting is it maybe that you guys, 2 defenders, combined to score for the goal?
I just think it was a perfect situation. You know, Jackie's my best friend off the field too, and being able to set her up for that goal is very fulfilling.
You talked about, you just said maybe your best friend off the field. How key is that to have on a defense that has been so solid this year?
I think it's so important because I would do anything for Jackie on the field or off the field too. So when she's yelling at me on the field, I want to do it even more because it's her.
Then you guys rebounded, had the win over Temple just a couple days after that. Was it hard to come down from that kind of emotional high after the UConn win, or was it easy to push it aside and focus on the next match?
It was kind of easier for me because it's like you win and then you just want to keep winning. So it was like on to the next one.
10-2-1 now on the season. You guys did suffer your first conference loss a couple of days ago at Cincinnati. Hard-fought game. It was a noon start. It was a little cold. All those factors, though. How do you feel like you guys played?
I think the first half was a little rough, but the second half we definitely came out wanting to win the game, and we played the whole second half like we should have played the whole game. And I think if circumstances were different, we could have won. So it was a tough loss, but it was a good learning experience for us.
Is it nice at times in a season like this where everything's going so well, maybe not to lose, but to say, hey, you know, we still have to come out and play our best every game to still have these wins?
Definitely. I think it was meant to be that we lost. You know, it was a little wake-up call, and we came back against ECU and just played our hearts out. So it was definitely something we needed.
Well, let's talk about what's coming up for you this week. 2 home matches, and already it's the final 2 matches of the regular season. So as a senior, has that sunk in yet that this could potentially be the final time you're playing at home?
I mean, it's crazy to think about, but I think it's hard to think that this is the end because we have so many games after this. So it's kind of like a little excitement and then more games.
So will it be easy then with the emotions of the day? You're going to be honored before the match. Everyone's going to be out there. It's senior day. But will it be easy to say this is just another soccer match because you have 3 matches left in the regular season and so much more soccer potentially?
I definitely think the adrenaline's going to be pumping, and I'm going to be very excited for the game.
So what's the focus going into this weekend against some more tough opponents? Outside of, yes, it's your final home games, what's your focus and for the team this weekend?
I think we just definitely want to win. You know, we didn't have very good games against Memphis or Tulsa last year, and I think we can win. I definitely think we're the better team, and we're going to come up with some good results this weekend.
That's senior Ali Rossi, back with more on the Denise Schilte-Brown Show.
Looking for an individual or family health care plan? Or maybe a dental policy? Look no further than the Tampa Florida Blue Centers in West Shore, Carrollwood, and Pinellas Park. For more information, go to floridablue.com or call the number on the screen.
Well, Coach, we just talked with senior Allie Rossi, and I know we've talked so many times about this defense and what it has brought to this team, but I'll ask you again, as seniors now, Allie and Jackie and many others on this team, what have they meant to you and this team over the past few years?
I think it was interesting for me because I was caught up on it a little bit going into preseason, and then I realized I was getting caught up on that fact that I was going to lose all these girls that I cared about and were so talented. So I've really tried to put that out of my mind and enjoy them and embrace them while I have them this season, and really only think about this season. If I try to prepare for the future, it's a daunting thought thinking about the talent that I'll have to replace in that line. They are really great girls and great talent, so I'm really not going to think about that.
And it's a strange situation, I imagine, because you have 2 final home matches of the regular season, yet still 3 more matches in the regular season, a conference tournament, an NCAA tournament, all this ahead. Will it kind of help that you don't have to get all emotional in this final home weekend because you still have so much soccer left? Yeah,
I think for the last couple years we've really approached senior day differently. It isn't goodbye. These girls are, many of the ones on my back line here are going to go play pro. That's their goal. And some of them are even sticking around for the spring, so we'll see them. But Chris and I have gotten to a point in our relationships with them where we don't see this as an ending point. I feel like they're going to be in our lives for a really long time. Obviously, seeing them out there with their parents and kind of that, oh my gosh, it's really happening, will be emotional in the moment, but I'll be able to let it go quick. It'll be the end of the season, probably the end of this year meeting when I realize, like, wow, I don't get to see you every day. And I think it's been a privilege, honestly, to be with them, to be a part of their lives, to have an impact on them. And they've let me have an impact on them, and that means a lot to me.
Well, Tulsa and Memphis this weekend. Tulsa first, so we don't have to focus on Memphis too much. I know you focus on the next game at hand.
You're learning.
Exactly. It's taken a while. But what challenge will Tulsa bring? They're 11-1-1. You guys had a crazy match against them last year, 3-2, double overtime, hard-fought loss. What challenge is that going to bring this Thursday against them?
It doesn't matter who a team has played. When they keep winning, they just breed confidence. 11 wins has, inspired this team to play with real confidence. So what I think we're going to see is a lot of numbers going forward, which I feel like we can manage because we have been really strong in the back. But with that commitment of them going forward, can we transition and create some offensive opportunities? I believe that will happen. So, it's going to be an exciting game. I think it's going to be a transitional game, very fast, numbers coming forward from them, and then us transitioning numbers forward. So I think it's going to look like a track meet for part of it, but then when it settles down, I think that we're a strong technical team, and if we finish our opportunities, then I think that we can have a good game.
So it's a big weekend coming up for women's soccer. Tulsa Thursday night, then Memphis Sunday afternoon. Thanks for watching this edition of the Denise Schilte-Brown Show.
Go Bulls!